37. Because.
어서 소스, howtostudykorean.com.
Below is a list of vocabularies to be used in this lesson. Nouns.
도로 이퀄 로드 고속도로 이퀄 하이웨이 스님 이퀄.
Buddhist monk.
당국 이퀄 어소러티즈 도시락 이퀄.
Lunchbox.
여행자, 트래벌러 피해, 데미지 성형.
Plastic surgery.
연휴,
Continuous holidays.
최신,
The latest.
진심,
Sincerity. Truth.
한편,
On the other hand.
반면,
On the other hand. Verbs.
점프하다,
To jump.
깜빡하다,
To forget.
빨다,
To suck.
뜨다,
To open one's eyes.
감다,
To close one's eyes.
다투다,
To fight verbally.
겨루다,
To compete. To fight. To vie for.
개설하다,
To establish. To open.
설레다,
For one's heart to be beating fast in excitement. Passive verbs.
떠지다,
To have one's eyes open.
감기다.
To have one's eyes closed. Adverbs and other words.
왜냐하면 이퀄 because 그래서 이퀄 therefore introduction.
Okay, now it is time to get really serious. Up until now, you have not been taught how to say one of the most common words in the English language, because it's not that I didn't want to teach you this word, but rather that you didn't have the knowledge to fully understand this word up until this point. In Korean, because is not generally said as a word. Okay, that is slightly untrue. There is a word in Korean for because.
왜냐하면,
However,
왜냐하면,
is not nearly used as much as the grammatical principle that has the meaning of because in Korean. For example, Korean people would never say something like this.
나는 밥을 먹는다 왜냐하면 배고팠어.
In fact, that sentence makes no sense. I was trying to write it in a way that didn't make any sense. You could technically write something like this.
나는 밥을 먹었어. 왜냐하면 나는 배고팠어.
I ate because I was hungry. However, that wouldn't sound natural at all in Korean. Instead, Korean people.
어서.
To connect two clauses to have the meaning of because, we will look at how this is done in Korean. Let's get started. Full stop. Because therefore, VA plus
어서.
is added to the stem of a verb or adjective in a clause to connect it with the upcoming clause. First, let's look at how because sentences are formed in English. When saying a sentence with because, there are two clauses. I want to eat, I am hungry. Both are independent clauses that can be sentences on their own. However, if we insert because between the two, we can create a sentence with two clauses. I want to eat because I am hungry. The hardest part about saying these sentences in Korean is that the order is reversed. So, instead of saying, I want to eat because I am hungry, I want to go to the park because I am bored.
In Korean, we say,
Because I am hungry, I want to eat because I am bored. I want to go to the park. Now let's look at these simple sentences in Korean. We have our two clauses again.
저는 밥을 먹고 싶어요.
I want to eat.
저는 배고파요.
I am hungry. Same as in English. Both are independent clauses and can be sentences on their own. However, by inserting
어서.
between the two, we can create the meaning of because. For example,
저는 배고프 플러스 어서 저는 밥을 먹고 싶어요.
remember from lesson 24 that
이가
should be added to the subject of any clause that is not the main clause of a sentence.
는
Or
이가
can be added to the subject of the main clause of the sentence, depending on the specific meaning you are trying to create. Although they both essentially have the same meaning, I encourage you to reread lesson 2 and lesson 24 to remind yourself how changing these particles can slightly change the feeling of a sentence. Therefore, the sentence above could be written as
제가 배고파서 저는 밥을 먹고 싶어요.
Because I am hungry, I want to eat.
제가 배고파서 제가 밥을 먹고 싶어요.
Because I am hungry, I want to eat. However, remember in Korean that when the subject of both or multiple clauses in a sentence is the same, you only need to include the subject once. Therefore, the sentences above sound more natural as
저는 배고파서 밥을 먹고 싶어요.
Because I am hungry, I want to eat. I always found it easier to remember the meaning of
어서.
as therefore. This way, the order of the clauses is the same in English and Korean. For example,
저는 배고파서 밥을 먹고 싶어요.
I am hungry, therefore I want to eat. Remember that this same addition
어서.
can also be added to
가다.
an
오다.
to express that one does something after coming from to a place. This concept was taught in lesson 17, and examples from that lesson were
저는 학교에 가서 공부할 거예요.
I will go to school and then study.
우리는 집에 와서 바로 잤어요.
We came home and went to sleep immediately. Note that those sentences technically could mean because went to school, I will study, and because I came home, I went to sleep immediately. However, 99.9% of the time the meaning you will want to express using
가서.
an
와서.
will be the meaning talked about in lesson 17. Think about how often you would want to say, the reason I went to sleep immediately is because I came home, or the reason I will study is because I came to school. I had this same question when I first learned of these two identical looking grammatical principles. At the time, I asked Koreans why these sentences couldn't mean because, and they all looked at me with a weird face and said because nobody would ever say something like that. Here are many more examples.
그 여자가 너무 예뻐서 저는 그녀를 만나고 싶어요.
That girl is very pretty, therefore, I want to meet her. Because that girl is very pretty, I want to meet her.
저는 심심해서 공원에 가고 싶어요.
I am bored, therefore, I want to go to the park. Because I am bored, I want to go to the park.
우리 집이 홍수로 피해를 입어서 집에 못 들어가요.
We can't go into our house because it was damaged by the flood.
저는 너무 못생겨서 성형 수술을 받고 싶어요.
I want to get plastic surgery because I am so ugly.
고속도로가 막혀서 일반 길로 갈 거예요.
I will take the normal road because the highway is blocked up.
저는 우리 딸을 진심으로 사랑해서 그녀를 위해 모든 것을 할 거예요.
I will do everything for my daughter because I truly love her from the bottom of my heart.
우리가 어제 다퉈서 저는 그랑 얘기하고 싶지 않아요.
I don't want to talk with him because I argued with him yesterday.
슬기가 임신해서 회사에 오는 것이 힘들겠어요.
It is difficult for Sulji to come to the office because she is pregnant.
배가 곧 터질 것 같아서 더 못 먹겠어요.
I can't eat anymore because my stomach is, like it is, about to explode.
여기에 여행자가 너무 많아서 다른 곳으로 갈 거예요.
I'm going to go to a different place because there are too many travelers here.
오늘 너무 피곤해서 눈이 자꾸 감겨요.
My eyes keep shutting because I'm so tired. So far, we have only looked at using
어서.
in the present tense. In the next few sections, we will look at how to use it in the past and future tenses. Tilde.
어서.
In the past tense, you cannot conjugate a word into the past tense and then use.
어서.
For example, the following is incorrect.
저는 배고파서 밥을 먹었어요.
You should say, instead, the tense of the first clause is inferred from the context of the sentence. For example,
저는 배고파서 밥을 먹었어요.
I was hungry, so I ate. Notice that this sentence wouldn't make sense if it were I am hungry, so I ate. The final clause of the sentence doesn't necessarily need to be in the past tense in order to suggest that the first clause is in the past. For example, notice how the final clause below is in the present tense, but the first clause is in the past tense.
점심을 안 먹어서 지금 먹고 있어요.
I didn't eat lunch, so I'm eating now. Notice that this sentence wouldn't make sense if it were I'm not eating lunch, so I'm eating now. Also, it is possible that the final clause of the sentence be in the future tense to suggest that the first clause is in the past tense. For example,
거기에 안 가봐서 내일 갈 거예요.
I haven't been there yet, so I will go tomorrow. Notice that this sentence wouldn't make sense if it were I'm not going there yet, so I'll go tomorrow. To somebody who has just learned this, it seems rather confusing and difficult to have to guess whether the first clause is in the past or present tense. As I said, you're not guessing. The context makes this clear. A lot of meaning in Korean is derived from context. As you progress through your studies, this will become easier. Other examples.
학생들이 너무 시끄러워서 저는 교수님의 말을 못 들었어요.
The students were too loud, so I couldn't hear the professor.
저는 공부하지 않아서 시험을 못 봤어요.
I didn't study, therefore, I didn't do well on the exam.
제가 눈을 감고 있어서 그것을 못 봤어요.
I didn't see that because my eyes were closed.
저는 화장을 하지 않아서 못생겨 보여요.
I look ugly because I didn't do my makeup.
도시락을 안 가져와서 점심을 못 먹을 거예요.
I won't be able to eat lunch because I didn't bring my lunchbox.
공원에 스님이 있어서 우리는 술을 다른 곳에서 마셨어요.
There was a monk in the park, so we drank our alcohol in another place.
오늘이 무슨 날인지 깜빡해서 선물을 안 준비했어요.
I forgot what today is, what day it is today, so I didn't prepare a present.
아기가 손가락을 계속 빨아서 지금 손가락이 끈적거려요.
The baby kept sucking his fingers, so now they are all sticky.
그 남자가 불법 행동을 하는 것을 봐서 저는 당국에 바로 말할 거예요.
I saw that man do something illegal, an illegal act, so I will tell the authorities immediately.
일반 도로가 피해를 입어서 고속도로가 막힐 것 같아요.
The regular road was damaged so the highway will probably be blocked up.
이상한 소리를 들어서 눈을 뜨고 밖을 보러 일어났어요.
I heard a weird sound, so I opened my eyes and got up to look outside. Before you learn how to add
어서.
to verbs adjectives in the future tense, you need to learn how to add it to.
이다.
Adding
어서.
to.
이다.
When adding
어서.
to.
이다.
The same principle as before applies. Again, let's look at two clauses. I want to go to the park equals.
저는 공원에 가고 싶어요.
It is Sunday equals.
일요일이다.
Again, both are independent clauses that can be sentences on their own. However, if we insert because between the two clauses, we can make I want to go to the park because it is Sunday, which, in Korean, would be written as
일요일이다 플러스 어서 저는 공원에 가고 싶어요.
which is done like this.
일요일이어서 저는 공원에 가고 싶어요.
It is Sunday, so I want to go to the park. Tilde
어서.
is always added to
이다.
and never,
아서.
because the last vowel of the stem of
이다.
will always be.
이.
So, for example,
일요일이어서 건물이어서 공원이어서 의사이어서 여자이어서 남자이어서.
when the word
이다.
is attached to ends in a vowel, like in
의사, 여자,
an,
남자이,
an, can merge to form.
여.
For example,
의사여서 여자여서 남자여서.
there is a difference simply because of ease of pronunciation. If you were to say,
일요일여서.
it is hard to pronounce because your tongue has to move from the
리을,
sound to the
여.
sound right away, adding
이라서.
or
라서.
has the exact same meaning of
이어서.
and,
여서.
respectively. That is, you can add
이라서.
to nouns ending in a consonant and
라서.
to nouns ending in a vowel. Both are possible, but I find that
이라서.
is used more often in speech. Not to say that it is not used in writing, but when speaking,
이라서.
is more common than
이어서.
or.
여서.
To me,
이라서.
just flows off my tongue better. For example,
일요일이어서 공원에 가고 싶어요.
it is Sunday, so I want to go to the park.
일요일이라서 공원에 가고 싶어요.
It is Sunday, so I want to go to the park.
예쁜 여자여서 똑똑하지 않을 것 같아.
She is a pretty girl, so she is probably not smart.
예쁜 여자라서 똑똑하지 않을 것 같아.
She is a pretty girl, so she is probably not smart.
이번 주말이 연휴라서 우리 엄마 집에 갈 거예요.
This weekend is a long weekend, so I will go to our mom's house.
이 방은 원룸이라서 너무 작아요.
This is a studio apartment, so it is too small.
이 학교는 초등학교라서 이 동네에 어린이들이 많아요.
This school is an elementary school, so there are a lot of children playing in this neighborhood.
그것이 최신 정보여서 맞는 것 같아요.
That is the latest, most up-to-date information, so it is probably right when adding.
어서.
2.
아니다.
You can either add
어서.
or.
라서.
For example,
최신 핸드폰이 아니어서 이 앱이 아주 느려요. 최신 핸드폰이 아니라서 이 앱이 아주 느려요.
this isn't the latest cell phone, so the app is really slow. Now that you can add.
어서.
2.
이다.
You can learn about adding
어서.
to clauses in the future tense, tilde.
어서.
In the future tense, when adding
어서.
to a verb or adjective in the future tense, it is the same as adding.
어서.
2.
이다.
Again, let's look at two clauses. My friend will come here equals.
저의 친구는 여기에 올 것이다.
I won't leave, I won't go outside equals.
밖에 안 나갈 것이다.
Again, both are independent clauses that can be sentences on their own. However, if we insert because between the two clauses, we can make.
저의 친구가 여기에 올 것이다. 나 어서 밖에 안 나갈 거예요.
Remember that this future tense conjugation is actually just.
것 플러스 이다.
Because of this, adding
어서.
to clauses in the future tense is done exactly the same as adding
어서.
to.
이다.
Any of the following would work.
저의 친구가 여기에 올 것이어서. 저의 친구가 여기에 올 거여서. 저의 친구가 여기에 올 것이라서. 저의 친구가 여기에 올 거라서.
Remember that
것.
can be shortened to,
거.
so you can choose if you would rather use
것이어서. 거여서. 것이라서.
or.
거라서.
More examples.
나중에 밥이 없을 거라서 저는 지금 먹고 싶어요.
There will not be any food later, therefore, I want to eat now.
친구가 거기에 많을 거라서 그 파티에 가고 싶어요.
Many of my friends will be there, so therefore I want to go to that party.
입장료가 너무 비쌀 거라서 저는 안 갈 거예요.
The price of admission will be so expensive, so I am not going to go. All very confusing, but you really only need to know how to say one of the future
어서.
conjugations, and then just be aware of the other ones. I personally only ever say
이라서.
or,
라서.
and never say
이어서.
or.
여서. 그래서.
In lesson 23, you learned that the meaning of the word
그렇다.
is close to the meaning of like that, by adding
어서.
to.
그렇다.
You can create.
그래서.
When some situation is being talked about, you can use
그래서.
to say because of that situation. The common translation of
그래서.
is simply therefore or that's why. For example, person 1.
비가 왔어요.
Did it rain? Person 2.
응. 그래서 나가기 싫어요.
Yeah, that's why therefore I don't want to go out. Person 1.
우리 학교가 영어 회화 수업이 없어요.
Our school doesn't have an English conversation class? Person 2.
네, 없어요. 그래서 제가 다음 학기부터 개설할 거예요.
Right, there isn't any. That's why I'm going to start one starting from next semester. This lesson may have been a little difficult, but everything in this lesson is very important. In the following lesson, you will continue to learn about how to give the meaning of because using the word.
때문.
That's it. For more info, please visit howtostudiokorean.com.